to my channel, the Lady Q channel. This is QB. And I hope you all had a wonderful Friday and getting ready for the weekend. Um, I wanted to talk to you guys about being there for your man. Um, One thing that I don't typically do is talk to single women about relationships. And the reason for that is because if I'm looking for advice about a relationship, I'm going to go to someone who has been in a successful relationship, a successful marriage, because that's what I want to do. That is my goal, is to be in a successful marriage. So I wouldn't go to someone who is single to talk about being in a relationship or being married, because they are kind of on they not kind of they are on the same playing field as me. We're on the same level. So I will go to someone who's been married. I love to see older couples. I think they're just beautiful. And I love to hear their story, because we know that in a relationship, it's not going to always be wonderful days. It's going to be some hard times. And being able to get through that test definitely creates a testimony. So it's inspiring to me, the things that they've been through and they've overcome, and they're still together, and you can still see that love that they have between each other. It's beautiful. My neighbors, actually, they are married, and they're an older couple, and I just think it's just beautiful how he comes, and he washes the car, he makes sure the lawn is cut, everything is good with the house. And I don't see her unless I see him. And I just think when you see them two together, it's just beautiful. So I like to I like to see that, right? Because that is my goal, to one day be married, to grow old with someone, and just to be in that love, wrapped up in that love, right? And that it's a solid foundation there, right? So being friends is that foundation, and being able to talk to each other and laugh with each other, and just being able to enjoy each other's company, right, for years to come. And I just think that is just so beautiful. And I don't mind seeing younger couples as well, that's been married for years, and hearing their story. Um, so I just wanted to say that, because it's like, I've seen single women giving other women advice, and it's like, well, I mean, I get it, because I'm here, and of course, you all know that I'm single, but I am looking for love, of course. And of course, I have a candidate, so I'm not accepting any applications. Um, but I also want to hear from the guys on this particular subject as well, because um, being in a relationship, most of the time it's 50-50, right? And I'm not talking financial. I'm talking just overall, right? But I've seen women in relationships, and their man is doing everything he possibly can. And she's saying, I'm just not happy. And, of course, the question arises, did you talk to him? And is there anything they can do? And I think the saddest thing I've seen is a woman who is married or was married and have children. And she says that, she divorced her husband because she wasn't happy. Now, being happy is a level to that, right? Especially when you have children. Number one, when you have children, and again, these are my opinions, right? So I'm looking to hear from you guys, and love to hear your opinions as well. But in my opinion, from what I've seen, when you have children, well, I have a child. So I know that my life stopped when it come to my child, because when she was younger, she's older now, of course, so my life has begun again. It's about me. But it's time for me to take some tender care of myself, right? But when it came down to my daughter, it was about her. So I had to make the best decisions for her. I can't just go out here and do something crazy and I'm not in her life anymore. So I have to think about my child first. That's what I mean by that. The children comes first, because if you go out here and do something crazy and get arrested, now you're out of your kid's life. Who is going to be there for the children? Um, and you guys know that I'm a big advocate about the children because the children are our future. And right now we are such a chaotic state. It's like I would love for us to bring it back in and let children be children. Because right now I just feel it's a lot of children that is doing adult things and they're not being kids. You know, when I was a kid, I look forward to Saturday morning to, look at my cartoons and then looking at Soul Train and and going outside and play and coming back in before the street lights came on. That's just was my upbringing. And nowadays it's like kids, they're not being kids. They are in adult things. They're doing adult things. And I just feel like, it's because the parents has gotten away from the children. They forgot the parents have gotten away from family. And that's what kids need the most is family. One thing I really regretted, now that my daughter is older, is that my daughter's father wasn't in her life, because I know that created a void for her, to the point where she went out to find her father, and she did find her father. But I wish I would have been more careful and made better decisions before I had a child. That way she could have had that structure of family, right? So I just feel like if you are in a marriage and you have kids involved, your happiness, not to say you need to be miserable, right? Because if you're in a situation where a man is beating you or a man is, verbally abusive and it's just not where it needs to be, that is understandable. But just to say, well, he just doesn't do it for me anymore. What does that mean? You have kids. It's like, wait a minute, you have children. And so what do you mean he doesn't do it for you anymore? I don't really understand that. And with the fact that you're saying that he doesn't do it for you anymore, what are you looking for? Because I'm gonna tell you like this. The statistics of the ratio of men versus women, women outnumber men, right? So I don't know what you're looking for, but most likely you're not going to find what you're looking for. Because again, women outnumber men, but again, you got men who are not necessarily in, and I'm trying to say this the most um, politically correct way I can. Okay. You have men that are, let me take that back. You have males that are not quite ready to run a household. What I mean by that is he's still living home with his mom, or excuse me, he is just mentally not ready to be a leader of a household. And then of course, we have the gay men. That's in a category by itself. And then you have men that is incarcerated. So it's not like, the odds are good for you to go out here to find whatever you're looking for. So I wanted to come and talk to you guys because if you are in a relationship, right, and this is speaking from a single girl that is on the outside looking in, and I would say one thing I wish I would have done is when I was younger, considered my future. Of course, when you're young, you're not really thinking about the next day or the next year or the next 10 years. You're thinking about right then and right now. And again, the mistakes come when kids want to be adults before their time, before they're mentally able to be adults, or mentally in the place to be an adult. They are kids, so they need to be children. And when kids make adult decisions, that's when the chaos begin. And I think it's been a lot of that. That's why we're in this chaotic state now. So I wanted to just share my thoughts with you. And again, if you are a young lady who are in a relationship and you're married and you have children, you need to put the children first, because children deserve to be raised in a household with both parents. Uh, that's the greatest thing I think you can give to a kid, because they have both perspective, and not only that, it takes a village to raise a child. You got to have all eyes on the children, because children who, again, they want to be adults, but they're kids and they're not mentally able to handle adult situations, but they think they can. Trust me, I know, because I was one of those kids who thought I was grown before my time. And so, and I made a lot of adult decisions that, I wish that I would have reconsidered before, I went all out with it. But I wanted to talk to you ladies about, if you are married and you have children, the children need both parents. They need that male perspective. They need their mother's nurturing. They need guidance. So I just think it's not fair for the parents to say, okay, well, I'm going to leave this household because I'm not happy. What do you mean? Because happiness is within. And if you're looking for your mate to make you happy, I think we're on the wrong road already. And guys, please let me know how you think. If if this, I would love to hear your opinion, but like that. But I just feel like, happiness is within. This is something that you get from yourself, not from your mate. And I think that with your husband, conversations need to be had, and we shouldn't be so quick to just walk out on a marriage, especially when there's kids involved. I just it's just so important for me to just say that part, and then also taking accountability, right? um Most of the time, if a marriage falls apart, it's not just the man or it's not just the woman, it's both of you guys. I don't know if there was lack of communication, lack of respect, lack of trust, or lack of honesty, but there is a lack of something. And you owe it to those children to give them the best that you can be, right? Now I know every circumstances and every situation is different, but we need to start thinking about the children more. So I said on my last video, I wanted to show you mm, some ratios. I cannot get that word out tonight. So I want to show you some ratios of men versus women, right? So let me show you what I found. So I'm going to share my screen here. Um, okay. All right, you guys. So this first one here, as you can see, it says the ratio of, this is unmarried adults in the United States, right? As you can see, it's about 90 men per 100 women, right? 30 to 34 age group, right? Which means there's nearly 121 men to every 100 women. Oh my goodness, right? Like, whoo. Okay, now look at here where we're going to DC, right? This is where I am. I'm in the DMV area, and they said the of unmarried women to I'm sorry, unmarried men to women is 80 unmarried men for every 100 unmarried women, right? So we already know that there's a 20% gap there, right? So you're define the man that you're looking for. And again, this is men. These are men that was born male, right? Now we if you take out incarceration and you take out dads that still live, sorry, males that are still living at home with their mothers and not working, or they just, then that number gets smaller, right? But I also want to show you this one. Now this is a map. I mean, I'm sorry, not a map. I'm gonna get it together. You got this chart here. It shows you from 2010 to 2027. And the males are blue, the lighter blue, and the females are darker blue. Now I'm going to just go to 2024. That's last year. Okay. Do you see that for the males, there's 166.7? And for the women, there's 169.87. You see there, right? And again, these are all the men that are born males, right? Again, if you take out um, homosexuality and you take out incarceration, that number gets smaller, right? But look at there. Look at 2027, right? They're going to be 169 men to 172 women. That number, it tells you right there, we outnumber men. So it is so important for you to see that how much. Now, I thought the number was going to be bigger, right? And it probably is, like I said, if you take out incarceration and homosexuality and guys that are just not looking, that they're not ready to lead a household, that number of males gets smaller, right? So I think it's not that I think, I know it's important for you to know that. And again, I said accountability, right? So I'm sorry, I was reading one of my notes. Women, ladies, we have to take accountability for our actions, right? Because to be honest with you, we are emotional women. Nature, that's just, it is what it is. No need to argue about that. We all know that as a woman, as a female, we are emotional by nature, right? And also we overthinkers, right? And we can be kind of irrational at times, right? And not very, we don't communicate very well, especially when we get into our emotions, right? So we have to take accountability for some things. So if that guy is not doing what you think he should be doing, then how about we bring it on in and listen? Because and not only just listen, but express how we feel in a calm manner instead of screaming at the top of our lungs, right? Because again, when you're screaming, no one's listening. I know when someone raises their voice to me, I automatically stop listening. I don't hear nothing you say after you start raising your voice, because you're raising your voice and I just don't want to hear anymore. So it's important for us to be able to communicate and be able to say how we feel without being disrespectful. Um and being accountable. I know for me, I can get very emotional. I am somewhat of a control freak. Okay. I want to be in control of things, right? I've been like that since I was a kid, right? And I am learning that I need to accept things that are not in my control, right? And I say the serenity prayer, right? And if you give me a minute, I'm going to tell you what that serenity prayer is. But I say the serenity prayer a lot because that is how I cope with things that I cannot control. Um, Now, any other time I'd have been able to find, oh, I did. So the serenity prayer goes as follows: God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Um, that to me helps to ground me, because it's just, I need that peace, right? For the things that I cannot control, I need that peace to say, okay, I'm not in control, God is. And he control all things. So I know he can handle it way better than I can. So it's no need for me to worry about it. And I'm also a worrier. So go figure. and giving me the courage for the things that I can change. And one thing you can change is how you feel, and taking accountability for the things that you've done or the things that you said. These are things that you can control. Having the courage to say, I'm sorry. Having the courage to say, you're right. You know, it, it may take some work, but it can be done. And then the wisdom to know the difference, right? Because sometimes we just don't know the difference. We don't know what we can't control, what we can't control. We trying to control everything. Ladies, what I'm learning is that with men, they are more stable, they're more grounded. And let me underline men, okay? Ladies, if you've been in relationships and you've seen the different men, you know what I'm talking about with the difference, right? So with men, they're more grounded and they're more logical, right? So with things that makes us feel crazy and we want to freak out, I'm sorry, they are they are more grounded. They are more, they can think with a more clear head than we can. So it's okay to listen to them. And it's okay to say, you're right. Again, with men, from what I've seen and what I've experienced, men go out here in this world and they carry a lot, especially, we want providers and we want protectors. Well, think about that. Think about what they are supposed to do, right? They are supposed to provide for the household. So if you're sitting around and you're not doing anything, you're not cleaning, you're not cooking, you're not tending to the children, you're not doing anything, what makes you think that man wants to continue to provide for you? You're not doing anything with the stuff that he's giving you, right? For the stuff that he's providing you. So why would he want to continue to provide, right? um and protect you, right? But if you're going out here, say for instance, you go out here and y'all going out for dinner, and you got a lot of mouths. So you see somebody, and some other guys and guys looking at you, and you like, what you looking at? And you're starting stuff, and then you want your man to protect you, but now you have created something for him to protect you from that can be very dangerous, right? So you have to think about these things, right? The weight that a man carries, right? Um, and I know there's some ladies out there. What about the weight that women carry? We do carry a lot, but honestly, I think we carry more of a load because we have rejected our men. I think we have a lot less of a load if we accept men and let men be men. you know let them lead, let them provide, and we support them, right? We support our men. We are their backbone, right? We make sure that, again, they carrying a heavy load, right? So when they get home, we want to make sure that he has food ready, make sure the house is clean, make sure the children are taken care of, making sure that he is relaxed and he's at peace, and we're taking care of him, right? So he can get up and do it all over again, you know. Um, I think that if we get back into that mindset, number one, number two, get the government out of our business. What I mean by that is child support is not an option, right? Child support is a choice. That's what you choose to do. If this man is not taking care of his child, right, then honestly, I think that it should be proven. And what I mean by that is because we have men who is doing the best they can, right? But they unfortunately not able to take care of two households, right? But they're able to take care of their child. They're able to get some school clothes. They may not be able to get the school clothes that you want them to get, but they're able to get school clothes. They're able to get books. They're able to get shoes. They're able to get things, right? But they may not be meeting your standards. Well, who told you that he had to? As long as he's taking care of the child, right? Long as he's there to nurture that child, groom that child, you know what I'm saying? why do we have to put the court system in it? I'm just saying, just something to think about. And again, your opinions and your comments are definitely welcome, but I just want to give you something to think about. And then the other thing is divorce. You put in the court system in your business. Um, this man, he married you, right? So that was a level of commitment. Now, again, if this man is cheating and he's hitting on you, that is a different subject. Okay. But if this man is doing the best that he can, why are you beating him down more? He's getting that from the outside. So why is he coming? He's already got beat down from the world, and he has to come home and get beat down some more. I just don't think it's fair to them. So that is just my thought and my opinion for tonight. Um, Again, we already know that we have to do the best we can as ladies and being ladies, right? And just supporting each other as ladies, okay? Because we know that life is short and time is limited. So let's be the best person we can be with the life and time that we have. All right, ladies. All right, that's all I have for tonight. I look forward to hearing your comments. Please like, share, subscribe to this channel. Let me know if you have any topics you would like to talk about. Also, let me know. I would love to do a live with you. We can have a conversation. Um, and I would just like to hear your thoughts. Okay. So I will catch you next time on Lady Q's channel. This is QB. And see you guys later. Bye.